So clear white wine, looks like a light gold with silvery flecks, a little bit of straw color in there, medium intensity. And for legs, looks like moderate viscosity. On the nose, I think it's a moderate intensity. It's fresh, it's clean, sound. Kind of got this lactic thing to it, so a little bit of a like clotted cream, sour milk to it. Getting a lot of like fresh lemon fruits, lemon zest, like a ripe yellow pear. Getting a lot of this like kind of tropical pineapple to it. Yeah, it has a little bit of saltiness on the nose. Not sure what that could be, if it's some mineral component or fruit, but yeah, the tropical note is really coming out. This pineapple is pretty strong now, but it's fresh. It's fresh pineapple, it's not baked. Tiny bit of fiend herb, just a little bit, maybe just a tiny touch of lavender. I think it's really dominated by the pineapple fruit and this milky thing on the nose. Okay, I'm gonna taste. Palate is fresh, it's clean, it's sound. I think it's moderate intensity on the palate as well. Let's start with the fruit quality first, which I would confirm all of that pineapple, sort of tropical fruit. I get a little bit of this mango, maybe a mango sorbet. I should also mention it has that like lemon juice quality to it, maybe like lemon curd, and a touch of this juicy peach, which I'm gonna throw in. I also get a tiny bit of lavender floral note to it. Fiend herb, just a little bit, but really, yeah, it's got this kind of like luscious, fresh pineapple and mango to it. But the wine is not heavy. It doesn't feel heavy on the palate. The milkiness, that texture is pretty fresh on the palate too. It's still a little bit there, just like that touch of clotted cream, Greek yogurt, sour milk, which we all love for breakfast. So for structure, the wine is dry. The wine has medium plus acidity. I would say medium plus body, medium plus alcohol. The wine has really great texture. There's no tannins in the wine. I think the wine has medium plus complexity, and it has a really great finish. I think there's a little bit of elevated alcohol, so it's kind of leading me to the New World, which helps with this long finish. But I think the fruit is ripe and supports this perhaps sunny climate. Preliminary conclusion, I think, could be a Gruner Veltliner, some kind of Gruner Veltliner, Chardonnay. Could also be a Chenin Blanc or perhaps an Albarino would be my grape variety assessments. I think it's a New World wine because it just seems a little bit more lush and tropical on the palate. It has this really pretty fruit to it that's sort of dominating the wine. So I think it's a Chardonnay from the New World. I would say from California, I would say Chardonnay from perhaps more, reasonable climate like Sonoma or Russian River. Perhaps from Santa Barbara. It could also be from the Central Coast. But it doesn't quite have the same kind of saltiness I usually get from the Central Coast, from Santa Barbara area. For final conclusion, I think it's a Chardonnay from the New World, from the United States, from California. And I think it's from, I would say, Sonoma Coast. Yeah, I think it's from Sonoma Coast, but I might be wrong. And I think it's a current vintage, I think it's a young wine, so probably a current vintage, something like 2016. And I'm sticking to that. All right. Ooh, I'm totally wrong. This is cool. Okay, so this is Bernard Fouquet. It's a Vouvray, so Chenin Blanc from 2017. Maybe I'll pour myself some more. So that kind of makes sense. So yeah, 17 is a little bit of a broader vintage, a little bit warmer, so I can see why the fruit would be a bit more on the lush and ripe side, which kind of led me to California from a producer making wine in a very clean and focused style. Vouvray, I love Vouvray. There's, it's super classic. It's a very important wine region for Chenin Blanc, and there's some amazing producers in Vouvray. This is my first time tasting this wine, so that's exciting. But Cuvée de Silex is a nod to the terroir, which is Silex, gives it that kind of tension. So when I was saying like had these pineapple notes, it was also very fresh too. And I think sometimes soils like that kind of enhance the freshness of these wines, even in a sunny solaire vintage, as they say in France. Yeah, I think it's a very good quality. And now in retrospect, tasting and smelling it again, there is more of that like sort of orchard fruit that I kind of glossed over in the beginning, which is a typical Chenin note. This is pretty food friendly. I mean, light summer salads with salmon or fish, or even raw salmon would be great. I also would have it with oysters, or even better, like moules frites would be kind of ideal. There's a lot I would drink this with. It doesn't have to be a summer kind of wine. This wine will stand up very, very well to composed dishes and entrees. So, yeah. Of course it's Chenin.